Hey there, since this is gonna be a very quick review and I don't want to interrupt it later, if after watching you want to check this doorbell security camera out, the link and the disclaimer will be in the description down below. And now please enjoy your video. Hi, so I finally bought some proper doorbell camera for our home, and this is dual camera that records in 2K, so it actually works pretty nicely, which I'm gonna show you shortly. But first, let's see what comes with it. Now the thing is, you can only buy the camera itself if you already have the home base too, or buy it together with the home base. And since I already have two other eufy cameras, I only had to additionally buy the camera itself, so it will work together with the system. Now in the box, besides the camera itself, we also have the instructions. Then you're gonna have the USB to USB mini charging wire. Additionally, you have these two installation brackets, so you can install it parallel to the wall, but in our situation we used both, so the camera could be slightly angled. And the installation screws are included too, by the way, plus this little metal pin just in case if you need to remove the camera for charging, and also this little paper that will help you to see where the screw hole is supposed to be, so it makes it easier. Now the camera itself is definitely good quality. It has some weight to it too, and what I like the best about this system is, which I'm gonna show you a little bit later, that you don't need any monthly subscriptions to see your motion recorded videos, for example, because obviously this camera is connected wirelessly to the home base too. Oh, and by the way, if you buy it with the home base 2 together, additionally besides the camera, you will also get the home base 2, of course, plus the wall plug and the Ethernet wire too. So most of the motion sensor recordings on this camera record directly into the local storage on the home base 2, and then you can just play the clips at your will. And for this specific camera, if you just click record button, it will actually record your phone screen, so that video will be saved to your regular photos on your phone. Now coming back to this cool camera, first you have this nice 2K lens. You can also enable HDR on this camera, so the video quality is really crystal clear, and same for the split screen, the package camera, if you will. Obviously that's the second camera, which is on the bottom of this unit, and then approximately in the middle you have the ring button, so of course anyone could click this button, ring your doorbell if you will, and you will see them in front of your house, and the bottom camera will see the package if anything was delivered. Now this camera requires some little bit of a setup, but that's pretty simple, and within 1 to 2 minutes everything will be set up. Obviously you need to download the app too if you don't have it yet, and once you do that, this camera has ton of different functions. So starting from the basics, how you actually want to see the screen, you can have it in split view just like this. Then when you click this other button, you will go to kind of full screen mode if you will, and the other camera is gonna be picture in picture. However, you can also switch these cameras, so if for example you want to see the package on the bigger screen instead of the person in front, you can do that too. There is another feature that I was kind of surprised by it. This camera has actually face recognition, and I think you can do it automatically too. However, we did it manually, so when we added my son's face into the camera system and he went in the front of the camera with the motion sensor on, the camera actually recognized him and sent on the alert that Chris is in front of the house, which I think is pretty amazing. Now you also have a bunch of motion detection settings. You can make the motion detection more sensitive or less sensitive, and you can set it to humans only or all motion, so that way the camera will use its own AI to determine if it's a human in front of the house, and then if you have it set up for the human only mode, it will alert you then. But if for example some pet passes by, most likely it will not alert you that time, which is definitely a plus. You also have the auto responses, so for example in this situation my son went in front of the house and this camera will auto respond.
Excuse me, can I help you?
Of course, if you see the motion detection, then you can click it and see who is in front of the house, and then activate the camera and talk to the person as well. What classes did you have today?
Geometry, chemistry, phys ed, and other things.
There is also power manager setup, and you can determine how often the camera will activate, especially if there is motion detection, so you will potentially save some battery. There is also the delivery guard function, so that should alert you if for example there is package in front of the house, but someone is trying to be sleek and go with the battery actually lower than the main camera, then it will still alert you if for example they're trying to steal the package. And then of course you have the other settings like audio settings, and then video and streaming settings quality, plus how you on the notifications and etc. So I'm definitely happy I bought this camera. I absolutely love the video quality of it, and also importantly is the fact that we don't have to pay any monthly fees, and because how nicely this camera works overall, with all the settings of course, I think this is such a great value for that price. So thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see some other of my cool tech reviews, click one of these videos on the screen and maybe I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!